transition to a matchup in Kansas City. It's Lamar Jackson, it's Patrick Mahomes, it's John Harbaugh, it's Andy Reid, it's Mark Andrews, it's Travis Kelce. It is the 1-2 Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson traveling to Kansas City to take on the 1-2 Kansas City Chiefs. The Ravens are favored by 2.5 points. It's a 4:25 p.m. kickoff on CBS. The over-under for this matchup is 48.5 points. And keep in mind, teams that start 1-3 have a 13.9 chance to make the playoffs. So one of these two teams will be 1-3 by the end of this game. So as I look at this matchup between the Ravens and the Chiefs, obviously we have to start with the quarterbacks in Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes. And I believe that Lamar Jackson is the second best quarterback in the NFL. Now, Josh Allen, the way he performed in week 1 and how he was able to win NFL MVP last season with not much to work with offensively, I believe Josh Allen has closed that gap between himself and Lamar Jackson. But Lamar Jackson is a 2-time NFL MVP, and Lamar Jackson is one of the best quarterbacks, not only just in the NFL today, but one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history. And that's without a Super Bowl. And also without great postseason success. But Patrick Mahomes has been Lamar Jackson's kryptonite. I'm looking at Lamar Jackson versus Patrick Mahomes in head-to-head matchups. This includes the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes, he has 5 wins over Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson only has 1 win over Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, he completes 73% of his passes against Lamar. Lamar completes 57% of his passes against Mahomes. Mahomes, when he faces Lamar, he averages 344 passing yards per game. Lamar averages 296 passing yards per game when he faces Mahomes. Mahomes, his touchdown to turnover ratio is 15-3 when he faces Lamar. Lamar's touchdown to turnover ratio when he faces Mahomes, 9-7. Mahomes' passer rating when he faces Lamar is 113.9. Lamar's passer rating when he faces Mahomes is 80.7. And so, as great of a quarterback that I believe Lamar Jackson is, he has struggled against Patrick Mahomes. I remember 2 years ago in the AFC Championship game. It was the 2023 AFC Championship game. The Baltimore Ravens were the number 1 seed. They had home field advantage throughout the playoffs. And it was the AFC Championship game. Mahomes and the Chiefs had to travel to Baltimore and play Lamar in his house. And the Chiefs beat the Ravens 17-10 in that AFC Championship game. And Mahomes went scoreless in the second half. And I was extremely disappointed with Lamar because I felt like, damn, the defense was able to hold Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and that Chiefs offense that has Andy Reid calling the plays. The Ravens defense, they did their jobs in that game. They did their job. And Lamar could not score more than 10 points in a AFC Championship game in his house. I love Lamar Jackson. And I think Lamar Jackson is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, and he's one of the best quarterbacks in NFL history. But it is undeniable that in big playoff moments against Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson has not gotten it done. And specifically against Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes is Lamar Jackson's kryptonite. It's simple as that. Now, when I look at this matchup, one of the keys in this matchup is going to be the Chiefs' offense against the Ravens' defense. I'm looking at Patrick Mahomes for the season. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 669 passing yards. He's completing 59% of his passes. The Chiefs, they beat the Giants Sunday in New York, but it was an ugly, ugly game. And I thought that even though the Chiefs won that game offensively, they still really did not have much going in that football game. I'm looking at the Chiefs in that game. This was their numbers for that game against the Giants. Now, the Giants do have a great defensive front. The Chiefs in that game, they had 105 rushing yards, only 201 passing yards, 306 total yards of offense for the game. And that's the thing right now with the Chiefs. Offensively, they don't have anyone in their personnel that can take the top off of a defense. Now, Adam Schefter tweeted earlier that Xavier Worthy is expected to play this week. He was a full participant in practice earlier today, so he is expected to play in this game against the Ravens, and the Chiefs need Xavier Worthy in the worst way. Remember, Xavier Worthy got injured in the Week 1 matchup Friday night against the Chargers when he ran across the middle and Travis Kelce bumped into Worthy, and Worthy's been out the last couple of weeks. So the Chiefs, they really, really need Worthy back because Xavier Worthy can help their offense be more explosive. Now I'm looking at the Chiefs offense versus the Ravens defense. The Chiefs offense in points per game, they are tied for 21st in the NFL. In total yards per game, they're 17th. In passing yards per game, they're 15th. In rushing yards per game, they're 17th. In third down conversions, they're tied for 14th. In 20-yard plays, they are tied for 13th in the NFL. So offensively, the Chiefs have been mediocre at best. They've been mediocre at best. But on the flip side, the Ravens defense, they have been pathetic so far this season. And I watched a Detroit domination Monday night on ESPN when the Lions manhandled the Ravens. This was Monday night against the Lions. The Lions had 224 rushing yards. The Ravens had 85 rushing yards. The Lions had 7 sacks. The Ravens had 0 sacks. Okay? And I'm looking at the Ravens defensively. Yards per game. They give up 415 yards per game. That's ranked dead last. They give up 32 points per game. That's ranked 31st in the NFL, which is the worst through 3 games in franchise history. They have given up 14 20-yard plays. That's tied for 30th in the NFL, and they only have 3 sacks. That's tied for 29th in the NFL. And so when I think about the Baltimore Ravens and I think about the Ravens culture, we always think about the Ray Lewis of the world, the Ed Reeds of the world, the Terrell Suggs of the world, the Tony Siragusas of the world. And now the Ravens have completely flipped the script, and they are an offensive football team. And they are obviously led by Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry. And Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson are 2 of the best players in the NFL. But in order for the Ravens to reach their ultimate goals, they are going to have to play better defensively. They're going to have to play better defensively. They have been awful. I'm about to call out this Ravens defense. Travis Jones, at linebacker Raekwon Smith, Kyle Van Noy's been dealing with some injuries lately. In that secondary, you got Marlon Humphrey, Jair Alexander, who has not been the same this year. He's been pretty bad. Okay, Kyle Hamilton. This Ravens defense has been terrible. They've been terrible. And the thing is, the Ravens, they have such an elite offense with Lamar and Derrick Henry. They score points at a fast rate. So that defense is on the field quite often. Like, I like the Lions. The Lions, to me, they don't have a great defense either. But in years prior, the Lions, they were able to run the football and chew up clock. And so their defense wasn't on the field as much. The Ravens are the opposite. The Ravens score a lot of points in bunches. And so that defense is on the field more often than not. And so the Ravens defensively, they have to get better if they want to compete for a Super Bowl. I mean, in the AFC alone, you're going to have to go up against elite quarterbacks like Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert. And right now, the way that this Ravens defense is playing, they don't have any answers defensively. None whatsoever. They have no answers defensively. And that's what I'm worried about when it comes to the Ravens overall as a football team. And so that's going to be key. Like that whichever unit wins that battle with the Chiefs offense versus the Ravens defense, I believe that particular team will win this game. And also, too, the thing is, I know the Ravens have Lamar and the Chiefs have Mahomes, but the Chiefs' issues are offensively. And I would rather my issues be on the side of the ball where my elite quarterback is. So obviously, like with the Chiefs, right? They got Mahomes. I'd rather my problems be offensively because I know that Mahomes, with his greatness, can offset deficiencies. Lamar can't do anything about that terrible Ravens defense. He can't do anything. At least with Mahomes, even though the Chiefs don't have the personnel right now because they haven't had Xavier Worthy or Rashee Rice, we know that because of Mahomes' greatness can offset deficiencies in your offense. Lamar doesn't have that luxury because Lamar is their quarterback. He's not playing defense, and they don't have issues offensively. The Ravens have a great offense, so they got to get better overall defensively, and I'm really excited for this matchup. Now, let's switch sides of the ball. Let's go to the Ravens offense versus the Chiefs defense. So far this season, Lamar Jackson, he has 9 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 722 passing yards. He's completing 72% of his passes. And this is fresh off of a season where Lamar Jackson, last year, 41 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions, 4,172 passing yards. And I said it before and I'm going to say it again. Lamar Jackson has gotten better as a pocket passer. He's gotten better. And that was one of the deficiencies in his game in previous seasons. You can't say that anymore. Lamar Jackson accuracy and his pocket awareness from a throwing perspective has gotten significantly better. And I saw in that Lions game, there were some plays where the Lions, they had defenders all over Ravens playmakers. And Lamar was still able to accurately deliver the football down the field to Bateman, Flowers, and Andrews. And so I believe Lamar Jackson has really elevated his game as a pocket passer. And he is in that conversation with the Joe Burrows of the world, the Patrick Mahomes of the world, and the Josh Allens of the world as far as elite pocket awareness and being able to throw the ball down the field. But overall, one of the issues that's been happening with the Ravens is Derrick Henry. Let me be very clear. The Ravens defense is a bigger issue than Derrick Henry's fumbles. I know Derrick Henry has fumbled in the Ravens' first 3 games, but King Henry will respond and he will have a major impact on the Baltimore Ravens season as the season goes along. And he is their best player offensively, not named Lamar Jackson. And so do not worry about Derrick Henry, Ravens fans. Don't worry about Derrick Henry. He will be just fine. Y'all need to worry about that trash defense that y'all have put on display on the field in these first 3 weeks. I know Ravens fans are complaining about Derrick Henry's fumbles. They're complaining about the defense. Make no mistake about it. The Ravens' defense is a bigger issue than Derrick Henry's fumbles. But this is a very, very big game, and I'm excited about it. We got John Harbaugh versus Andy Reid, Lamar Jackson versus Patrick Mahomes, and one of these two teams will be 1-3 by the end of this game. But I believe that no matter who loses this game, both the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs will be playoff teams. They both are going to make the postseason, and they both will have a say on who represents the AFC in the Super Bowl. But I am really excited for this matchup. John Harbaugh, Andy Reid, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce, Ravens, Chiefs. I believe this game is going to come down to the wire, and I believe that Lamar Jackson will outduel Patrick Mahomes, and the Baltimore Ravens will beat the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City Sunday afternoon. I'm going Lamar Jackson 27, Patrick Mahomes 24.